Welcome back to another episode on our property. Previously, a house was inundated by floodwaters and we've been busy on the cleanup and trying to get our life sorted and back on track. We've removed everything from the house, insurance has stripped most of it out, and we have cleaned our shed and remaining items. All whilst moving between Airbnbs, keeping the business running, and 4 kids alive. It's been a busy time, but we've kept filming what we can to show you guys the process. Proudly supported by Opus, Ultimate 9, Superior Engineering, GME, Tie Gear, and in part by...
They got air conditioning, they look like they got air conditioning.
They got aircon. They got heaters, they got aircon.
You don't even have walls in that place.
I know.
And you've got walls over there.
I know. What a bargain.
What a bargain.
First thing in this episode is our new home has just arrived. Our 2 new camper trailers. Truck driver just came down, but he's dropping them just a couple hundred metres up the road here where's the hill where he can lower them down with the wind, so I'm driving up to get them.
2 tyres?
Can the 80 handle a 19-foot van? We'll find out.
Dad's reversing. Pray for us. You good? Keep going as you are. Good job. What'd we get, Zeffie? What are they? Houses? Be nice if we had a concrete driveway, just saying.
One dropped off, we'll go get the other one. The second one's on the lowest possible setting, so we're going to have to high lift it up so then we can raise the setting and get it on the car.
Here comes number 2.
That was a little bit of a mission, but we got them both down here on the property. That's not going to be their forever location. We still got to work that out, but at least they're there and usable and out of the way for the moment. So we got the OP15 and the OP19. So the OP15 is the one that we ended up getting through insurance. So that's ours. We own this one. And then the OP19, Opus are just lending us until we get our house back. That one's going to be for Demi and I and Zeph, and this one's going to be for the kids. Now this is the bunks version, and that's the couples version. So anyways, we'll do a proper look around them once they're actually set up and going, but let's have a quick look inside our new home. Show us around.
Oh my God, why is that so... Like, there's no way you can sit in that. But the roof's not up.
The pop top's got to come up. You got the keys for it, Zeffie. So that's a king bed there, a lounge, a little TV, clothes cupboard, storage, drawers, bunk beds for the kids, and the king bed. I don't know who's going to sleep where yet. And then in here is a toilet and shower. And then this is the big dog, the OP19. And obviously on the outside of these two, they got like pull-out kitchens and pantries and fridges and different storage options and that, but we'll show all that a bit later. We have to go on 0.5 so we get our vision. There's our bed, TV, bedside tables. Ooh, pretty nice couch here. Kitchen. Well, we got an oven and everything.
Got a fridge and a microwave.
Wow, fridge, microwave, oven, sink, pantries and storage here. Storage under the bed, storage under the couches, storage up there.
Look, this is like a full-blown bathroom. Imagine how they're going to do my makeup in here.
We haven't got power turned on them. We need to turn the power on.
Oh my God, look how cute the washing machine is.
There's a washing machine in there. Wow, that's crazy.
That is so cute.
Yeah, we're going to be doing like 10 loads a day to keep up with a family of 6 in that thing. This is it. This is our new home. We don't even need the house anymore.
Literally.
Quick recap of how it works with insurance and us getting these caravans and stuff like that. So obviously the house is flooded. We have no house to live in. We don't have contents insurance, but we did have the home insurance. So as part of your home insurance, when your home is not livable, insurance does cover you for accommodation. So they cover you for well, this is with Amy anyway, who we're with. I don't know if they're all the same. But they cover us for 10% of what our building was insured for. So that's sort of how much money we have to, potentially use during this time. And then they can provide you for a rental for up to a maximum of 52 weeks or 1 year. After that, you're on your own. Or you can use that money to put towards a caravan purchase, which you then own the caravan, and then you've obviously got a caravan for as long as you need until your house is not livable again. Now, they've estimated 9 months to fix our house, but it's also going to depend on what decisions we make in regards to repairing it, how we're going to fix it, what we're going to do, stuff like that. So I reached out to Opus and said, would they be willing to lend us a second one? Because obviously we're a family of 6. We're not going to all fit in one caravan. So we've bought one through insurance, which will be now our caravan we own, which is, you know, that's one good thing. At least we will have a caravan after all this is done. And then we're just borrowing the second caravan from Opus, which we will return to them once this is done. We sort of tossed and turned between, do we get the caravans, do we get the rental? We figure we go to caravans because we're close to our home, so we can keep an eye on everything. I work from this shed with Birdo, you know, every day, so at least I'm next to work. And we get to keep the caravan at the end, whereas renting, you know, we're just renting a place. I still got to drive to and from work every day. And then, you know, we're not really getting anything out of it, at least this way. We live in caravans and we get something out of it at the end. How are you feeling about the caravan life for the next, well, they've estimated 9 months, but it's also going to depend on what we do. You know, it could only be a few months, could be 12 months, or if we do major renovations, could be 2 years.
I'd happily live in here for 2 years.
We're just going to see how the kids go, because this will be us three in this one, Jasper and Felix in that one, and I think Ty is going to use the OP2. It's a couple of days later since the van's turned up, and we got some work and organising going down to property. So it's Friday afternoon, and we've got a machine here, and they're going to be working the Savo Saturday and Sunday all weekend, getting a heap of stuff sorted at the property here. So I'll go through what is going on. We have he's come over with a 5-ton excavator, and the first thing he's doing is removing all this rubble and dirt when we made that driveway, and he's going to start walling it up along there. And then the latest update with the house is that it is still drying. How's this like a kangaroo here, little Joey? The cleanup crew have been here maybe 3 or 4 times this week, continuing the clean out. I don't know, vacuuming and doing, I don't know what they're doing in there, to be honest, but some form of cleaning. And then I had the hygienist come maybe 2 days ago. I did get a little bit of footage of him, so he just went around and started testing it all, like moisture, testing it and conducting various things in there. He said it's getting close. He said the bathrooms, this close bathroom and that here is still a little bit wet. All the bedrooms and main areas are really good and dry now, but yeah, just waiting for this final bathroom to dry up. So it's probably going to be another 2-3 days of the machinery in there. So I'll end up being probably like a total of 2 weeks of the machinery being in there and then doing a few cleans and that. And then it should be good to begin the rebuild, but we're still waiting to get the insurance payout and work out a plan of what we're going to do. Obviously, if you had unlimited funds, you can knock down and rebuild a higher one, but we don't have that. It is a concrete slab, meaning you can't just lift the house. So the options are pretty much knock down and build something higher, or build on top of that and then just make all the bottom levels, you know, maybe polish concrete, take some of the walling out. I don't know, somehow I've talked to a builder, but somehow make all the bottom level like waterproof, and it can just be, you know, maybe a big rumpus room, and we could have 1 or 2 of the kids' rooms down there or something, and if there ever was another flood coming, you could just move it upstairs. We could still have a bathroom and laundry downstairs, but then yeah, upstairs we have like the main master bedroom, we'd have the kitchen, a lounge room, maybe a couple of kids' rooms upstairs, but you know, all this is going to depend on money, or we just do it back up as is, and then, you know, try and sell it, get our money back if we can, for someone that wants to, you know, take it and do what they want to do with it, and then we go somewhere else. So I don't know, there's 3 options there. We're sort of waiting to get that insurance payout figure. Talk to a builder. So Dane, Demi's sister's partner Dane, he is a builder, so I have had a couple of conversations with him, but he said once we get the insurance payout figure and look at our finances and, you know, whether or not we can extend our loan and stuff, because we only just moved in, we only just got the loans, haven't really paid any of it off yet, which makes it a bit tricky. Obviously, if we're, you know, a few years into the loan, you could probably get your house revalued and remortgage your loan and get some more money, but that ain't going to happen at this point in time. But anyways, once we get the insurance payout figure, Dane will come over and we'll just sort of go through some ideas and try and work out a plan of what we're going to do. Fix it up as is, sell it, move on, or try and build it higher in one of those ways. Dane did drop off one of his job site toilet spots, which we do need to set up over the weekend, so at least we have a toilet back here. And then we'll just use the bathrooms and showers in the vans, but we'll just use this toilet here as a bit of an outdoor toilet. So Demi and I are going to have to try and hook that up over the weekend because Dad's away at the moment, so he can't help. So that'll be a fun little project for us. Anyways, going to keep moving this dirt, and then once all that dirt's moved, the plan is to surface all this driveway with some nice blue metal, redo the existing one and make it a bit wider because it's too narrow and everyone keeps driving off the edge of it. And we're also going to widen this out from the shed here so we can put both the vans there next to each other next to the shed. It's going to be a busy weekend. There's lots going on, but I'll keep filming it all as it all comes together. I'm not avoiding you, I'm waiting. I'm not so good at confrontation. I'm not afraid to say I'm shaking. Wish I could start a conversation. Question, with all this dirt that's coming along here, over time, obviously you want grass to grow up over it, number one, so it looks decent again. It's going to look stupid, just raw dirt along there. And also it'll help stabilize it as well. So my question is, how do you get grass to grow through that? Does it automatically do it over time? Do we just plant grass seeds in there, or do you best just go to the effort of getting actual turf and laying turf across it? Let me know. The sun is going down, it's starting to get dark, so I'll be back in the morning to keep going, filming, updating on what's going on. Saturday morning, boom, we're back, we're on again. So the cleaner have just been here this morning and removed most of the machinery out of the house. They said the hygienist passed it all apart from the bathroom, so they've left some machinery in the bathroom. They said that's still going to need a few more days, and other than that, that's all ticked off and ready to begin the rebuild phase. So here back again, got the excavator and continuing moving this dirt. So last night he finished getting all this in the wall over there, and then today he's running down this line here and starting to wall up all that over there. Obviously we're just trying not to wreck as much grass as possible, but you know, it'll regrow back over the coming months, it'll be fine. And then I'm going to start moving these vans out of the way because he needs to work right next to them, and we're also a bit late today, we're getting gravel start brought in, so we're going to start dumping it through here. Pain in the ass hooking the van up yourself. Where they dug this trench here is a bit of a low soft spot now, and he's sort of having trouble coming across to it. It's just wanted to dig down too much. So I think he's going to start spreading, like dragging some of this dirt across it and sort of build it up a bit. Hopefully make it a bit more firm and compact for him to use, and will be better for us over time because the water sort of is sitting and laying in that low trench now. And it breaks my heart. Both the vans are moved. I don't even know why I'm calling them vans, they're caravans. You know, people always call caravans vans. I moved my van. Also going to get rid of these two stumps for us. So that one's all cut up because we've cut all that because that's getting turned into firewood once it dries out. That's really nice firewood. I don't know what we're doing with that tree stump yet. Apparently that's not as good for firewood, that one. But I need to cut this stump off so he can move it. He's going to move that stump and that stump, I don't know, down the corner there somewhere. The idea is it's very handy owning a four-wheel drive, but because that tree where I'm cutting it, it's trying to, like, I can feel it starting to pinch the chainsaw, so I don't want to get it jammed in there. So I've just wrapped the winch rope around the tree so I can put sideways tension on it, and hopefully that'll allow me to finish the cut. Not sure if that's the best method. Everyone always rips on me in all the videos for my chainsawing skills, but anyways, we got it done. Then we also got to move this trailer here because we jammed it over there in the mud the other day, so rather than break our backs trying to move it out, we're just going to winch it out. We got all this area cleared out now. Just about finished moving all that dirt over there, making that wall. This is getting quite wet under there now, especially where all that dirt was laying, so it's just too wet to shape up and smooth off at the moment. And same with that wall. So he's going to let this, that, the wall all bake in the sun for a day or two, and then maybe tomorrow Arvo shape that wall and shape, smooth, spread all this off. And then I've just rung up the local landscaping place and I'm going to start running a truck out here now. So they said they've only got their 5 cube truck available today, so they're going to start running 5 cube loads out of road base to begin with, and then they'll start bringing the blue metal after, depending on how many road base layers we need. Because he's going to move these stumps now and then start cutting that further out to make this pad bigger here. So we'll have to fill all this in with road base, and maybe even put a road base like some more there, because it's quite soft there still, so I think that needs to be compacted a bit more. But yeah, we're getting there. Exciting, lots going on. That's those logs and stumps moved. Now I can start digging out this shed pad next to it wider.
Whole family turned up, so while the road's getting built, we're gonna set the toilet up with actual people that know what they're doing. Because we don't. What are we starting with?
And we've got to make a hole in the back, hole saw, and then we've got to, I don't know, Dane's in charge. I'm a roofer.
You're the apprentice.
I'm a roofer, so this is outside my scope.
You're a plumber today.
I'm whatever you need. Have a look in the hole.
Hello.
So what are we doing now?
Not sure.
You need to speak up because I can't hear
Builder,
you.
not a plumber.
I'm a roofer, he's a builder, I don't know.
How many?
What's happening? You tell us what we need and we'll do it, because we don't know. What do you want? You want a reciproc? You want
A grinder for this? You get a grinder?
What's his name? Tyler has.
SB tools.
Now we're just doing this.
Here we go. Here we go.
Oh, here we go. Now it's starting to look like
Stuff's
something.
happening.
What are we doing here?
We can put in this through and connecting the other side so that your poop leaves
Goes
the
in
box
toilet. I mean, goes in the.
into the hole.
Yeah. I wonder if it's illegal because you're plumbing an extra toilet into your house without.
So I was like,
council
there's more
approval.
shit in here than normal.
Well, I guess that isn't true because you're not even using toilets inside,
So it's less poop.
so it's less.
So that you should get like some sort of rebate.
I should get some poop rebate.
Yeah, I'm doing less poos into the main sewers. You didn't get my ball patch, did you? Nice.
How many men does it take to fit a toilet?
What's going on here? Push both sides while lifting lid to release.
Oh, there we go.
Sides, sides. We put the toilet in with no water and no exit, but we're going to connect the exit to the stormwater, and then we'll connect the water
Not stormwater.
No.
We're connecting to
To the sewage.
We talk. What,
To
say
the
it
sewage, not to the pool.
again. You have to say it again. We're just duct taping it because it seems to be Dane's way of doing things.
Temporary.
It's temporary, he says.
There you go.
That doesn't look like it matches.
That was pretty good. Bit of silicone, Bob's your uncle.
It's like what's your version of temporary? Like how long's temporary for you?
Depends how long it takes
Yeah,
to
give me
drill
like-
in there.
If we're talking about 1 year, what temporary? Would that hold for temporary use? 6 months it'll last.
How many poos is that? Is that a 6-month warranty? One a day?
That's Tyler. 1 a day.
Mate, it lasts for 1 month if I was in there. Damn. That's custom made, mate.
It's done. If it doesn't work after we leave, then it's on you.
Yeah.
So.
I'm not sure about it. We're just clamping on the hose. Oh, look at that. You guys did it. You guys did it.
Done. Done.
You guys did it.
The dirt had been moved over to the front of our property, and now it was time to begin the driveway. The plan was to widen it a little to allow space to put our new caravans and then put a finishing gravel over it all. Now unfortunately, this is where the project started to go off track and the problems began. Before we get to that, I'll give you guys the backstory up to this point. I'll provide the emails on the screen to confirm what I am saying. So this started a couple of months back. After we purchased our property and posted the first video, I got contacted by a company offering help with the gravel driveway. I replied, as you can see on the screen, but generally along the lines of, sounds good, let's catch up and have a chat to see what they were thinking. The next few emails, I won't put them all up on the screen, they were just organising a catch-up time. They came out the property to have a look, and then they sent me through an email of their offer, which I'll pop up on the screen now. I'll put my reply to this up on the screen. I explained the situation had changed a little bit at the property due to some other work going on, and if they were happy to accommodate a few adjustments I was thinking as part of the agreement. Pause the video if you want to have a quick read, and the dates and times for these emails are up the top right. As you can see from this email here, they were happy to work with any changes we were thinking. From here, a house had got flooded, that whole drama had unfolded. The company had reached out via text message offering assistance, just reminding us that, you know, they were ready to go. If we need help, let them know. From there, we had a couple phone calls and I explained I wanted to get that driveway finished off, move some dirt and fix up the existing driveway if time allowed. They said they would come for 2 days and get as much done as they could for me as part of the agreement. They had also asked if I could provide some photos and footage for them too when they were done, which I said I was happy to do. So fast forward to the current weekend and we were finally getting this job and work organised. Let me just be clear, I'm a YouTuber, not an excavator driver or construction worker, but there was a couple of issues with the work I noticed that in my opinion were not quite right. The first one was the scraping back of the grass to widen the pad next to the shed was only being dug about 50mm deep, which from seeing the previous driver we had there do it and what had worked, it needed to be about 200mm deep at a minimum to remove that top layer of slop and allow enough room to pack in some good road base. I went and explained this to the driver and he said he could dig it deeper for me, so it was no huge deal. I'm not an expert in this field and I let tradesmen do their thing when they come to our property. Nothing worse than a homeowner coming over to tell you how to do your job. But this definitely seemed a little bit off to me. We had that sorted though and the road base started getting dumped. You can see on the right of the screen though, the ground further along, same thing. It had not been dug down and really prepped at all. I did attempt to mention this to the driver a couple of times, but he said it was all good, no dramas to be like that, so I just let the professional work since that's his job. But then you can see from the footage, he ended up just pushing the road base through it and spreading out a whole heap more road base over the areas that were already road based, which I had asked him not to do as they only needed to be topped, so there was no point putting more road base there as we already had our heights and levels all good. And then essentially it just created a high mound of road base and mud through the middle section. They continued pushing it out and trying to level it, and we also had the blue metal topping delivered as well. Yesterday Arvo did not end up going very well at all. So back here the next day, Sunday morning, had problems with the excavator driver yesterday in the end. So he sort of moved all that dirt and the logs and trees and that, which was fine. Then when he started the driveway, like he just didn't really seem to be doing it properly. And he had his spotter here for the power lines and the spotter was sort of like, kept trying to tell him, no, you need to do it like this, you need to do it like this. And he was just like not listening and ignoring him. And then the spotter was saying to me like, you need to go tell him. So I was like going to him being like, hey, I think you need to do it like this. Like I was sort of trying to be nice, trying to be like, you know, he's the expert, not me. I'm a bloody YouTuber, I'm not an excavator driver. But when Heath did all this like a month back, I sort of saw how he did it all, worked well. So I'm like, I assume that's how you do it. So like for example, when he started cutting the grass off over there, like he was barely taking anything off. He was taking like 10mm off or something. And I sort of had to go talk to him, look, I'm pretty sure we need to dig it like, you know, 200-300mm down. We need to clear off that top bit and then compact it down. And it's like, oh yeah, we can do it like that. It's like, and he's like, oh, I just didn't want to put too much material there. I'm like, yeah, but we need the material. Otherwise, what's the point? There's no base there, there's nothing there. We sort of started doing that, but then up here it was like the same problem. Like he wasn't taking enough off. And I went and spoke to him a couple of times. I was like, hey man, do you want to just like get a bit more, just like shove it over there, we'll dig this down a bit deeper. And we ended up with like 4 loads of road base here, like 20 cubic meters, which cost me a lot of money. Like cost me $2,000 or something. It was like expensive road base, the place he was getting it from. And by the end of the second load, I was like, oh, I think that's enough. Hey, like we'll start getting some topping material now. He's like, no, need more. Like I'm gonna like push it all in, compact it all down. I was like, all right, you're the driver. And then we got a third one. And I was like, all right, yeah, we'll get like topping material now. And he's like, no, like we need more. Like all this is gonna get compacted in. I was like, whatever. You know what you're doing. But like as the day went on, I just realized he didn't know what he was doing. And like I was trying to tell him things, his spotter was trying to tell him things, and just nothing was working. So he's ended up with way too much material here. And because he hasn't dug that out properly, he's just ended up with like this big mound over the top, which, I don't know, you can sort of even see it on camera, but like, this is way lower, that's lower over there, and then he's got this big mound, and it's higher on that side and lower on this side. And then the issue is, now look what's going to happen. All the water's going to run down into the house. And I was sort of saying to him, like, look man, like, I can't have it like this. Like, all the water's going to run down into the house. And he's like, oh, we're just going to have to build that up high. I'm like, no, you're just going to have to do the driveway properly. I don't have to build that up higher, and I can't because the weep holes are already pretty low on that side of the house, so I can't build it any higher. And like I kept saying to him, we don't need any road base here, like it's all been done. And like, so here's the road base, and then he's put like a hand height, like another 150 mil of road base on top of this to try and match that. But then if you come over here, like I dug a shovel load out this morning, you go down 150 mil, then you just got mud. So like he hasn't dug this out, he's just put a heap more there to try and make this mound flat across there. So like if we lower that now and scrape it off, put it somewhere else, but then scrape this off, you're going to be back to mud. So this sort of needs to be cleared off again, dug down, and then actually properly done, and all this mound got rid of, and like it needs to slope away from the house. Which I did tell him. I told him so many times. And this is what he came up with. I don't know, in the end, like by the end of the day, like everyone was just like pissed off at each other. And like, we got this like half-ass, stupid-ass job now. I've spent like $2,000 on road base, $1,000 on topping material there, which is sitting there in a huge pile. And I don't know what's happening now. Heath, who we used like a month ago, was like really good. But this guy, I'm not going to say his name, like, I don't know, I don't want to like just publicly like bone anyone, but him and his dad had reached out to me a couple of months ago when we saw we got this place. They're like, oh, you know, like we can get machinery and come like build a driveway or do a bit of work that you need for a day or two around here, help you out a bit and get some advertising for it. I was like, yeah, you know, if that's what you want to do. Like, they came to me, and then they're like, yeah, we'll get back to you with a deal. So the deal was, I pay for material, I pay for the machine hire plus fuel. So the machine hire was $1,100 for the weekend, plus whatever fuel's gonna be. Like, I don't know that yet. And then he'll just do free labor, and in return he'll get advertising in the video, because they're trying to, like, you know, promote their business. And I was getting a heap of photography and video for them for their website as well. So like, it was a pretty good deal. He was getting like all these photos, all this footage, advertising in the episode. So and they came to me with it. But anyways, by the end of the day yesterday, like when we're sort of saying this, he started being like, oh, well, I'm doing this work for free. Well, like, you're not doing it for free. It's an exchange of services. You're coming here doing this, and then we're providing you advertising, photography, video work, like all this different stuff. And then he was saying, oh, if I was getting paid to do this, like, I'd do it properly. And we're like, what are you doing here? Like, why are you even here? Like, it just, man, I feel like we're under so much stress of this house, everything going on. Like, we're madly trying to get ready for a big Cape York trip. Like, I've just been working my ass off 7 days a week, day and night, and like, the last thing I need is more problems and shit to deal with. Anyways, like, he sort of half apologized at the end of the day for what had happened. And then he's like, you know, we'll get it sorted tomorrow. We'll come back tomorrow, we'll get it sorted. It's 9:42, and I haven't seen him or any word of him here yet today. So, like, is he coming? Is he not coming? Is he just running late? I don't know. So, yeah, I don't know. We need to, like, I feel like over there is fine. It's okay-ish. Like, he's put all this material through here which didn't need to be there. Like, it sort of all needs to be scraped off. I'm not impressed after what happened yesterday, and now he's 45 minutes late with no contact at all. What do you think of our new water feature here that's going to flood our house even quicker?
Honestly, I'm not one for bad-mouthing people, but...
Like, it was,
Dude,
I've never had a more frustrating situation in my life.
I've been thinking about it this whole morning, and the fact that he's not here.
To try and fix his problem. For this excavator that I'm currently paying for, that's like here, my money, and he's messed it all up and he's not even here trying to fix it.
But yesterday he said he'd be here at 8. He got it here at 9:10.
And then today we've heard nothing from him.
But he was supposed to be here at 9, right?
Yeah.
That's what you agreed upon.
Yeah, 9 today.
It's 9:45.
Yeah.
Have you heard from him?
No.
And then the comments he made yesterday about me, I literally woke up so many times last night.
Raging. I was telling.
Who do you think you are?
I was telling like the camera, the people, some of the situation, but there was a lot that happened. We all stood there like arguing with him in the end, and like, because he was, what did he say?
We weren't even arguing. He was trying to say like he's doing it for free, and we're like, no, we're giving you content exposure. Like we're giving you that service. We're giving you photos, videos, content exposure for your services of doing our driveway, which he came to us for.
Yeah.
And then he kept saying it was for free, it was for free. So then I was like, excuse me. And then, oh no, that was the thing. That was the thing that flew me over the edge. Was when he said, if I was getting paid, I would do a better job. Then I had to say something. I was like, You should be doing a good job because you want to do a good job because your name is on this job. Not because you're getting paid, which he is getting paid because you're exchanging services.
That's what I've been saying. Raging.
So I sort of dug up a bit, I'll show you, right?
Yep.
So here's your road base.
Yeah.
So like obviously none of that needs to be there, right?
Yep.
But then the issue is, like that's your, because obviously we got this hump here, right? Like you can see that.
Yep.
There's your height that it needs to be. But then if you come to that height here, you hit mud.
Yeah.
Because this wasn't taken out.
Okay.
Yeah, it all needs to go again, and then we need to pull off what's underneath it.
We're going to get all this hill back like that.
Yeah.
I think though, if you could all this out, something else.
Yeah, like we can move it over here and
that's
push it back in once it's
that,
dug out.
Yeah, and then that's sorted out.
Like
right?
this
And then-
height here is, like this height over here is high.
Yeah, yeah. So like
But
here,
all
but
this needs to
when,
go that
when
way.
you dug that like here, all this here, down to that there, all of this needs to come out first. All that over there, come out and that's all like that.
Yeah.
So the water goes that way.
Yeah.
And this needs to come out a bit more, so the water doesn't run this way. I'm sort of over helping him or working with him now.
So we had a conversation, had a plan to hopefully try and get it fixed. The issue was the contractor did not have any equipment such as lasers, levels, string line, etc. so we could get the slopes and heights accurate, meaning we had to go buy some.
Laken and I went and bought a level, a laser, and
Did you get the...
we're just measuring what kind of fall we want.
Oh, yeah, nice.
This bloke over here is very helpful. You want to explain what we're doing, Lake?
Yeah, we're trying to fall the driveway from the high point here. This line there is where we want our level to be. And we've just checked with the level, and I'll check with the laser in a second, that it's falling that way. Because that last little bit dips off a little bit more, so the water gets away from the house. So that point there, you can't see, but that point there is our high point of road base. Scrape back to that, fall that way, and I'll do a few of them. Maybe like one there and one there. Once I move that, so we have like a even gradient that way.
You should get your excavator license and do this as a job.
I'm a roofer, right? Number one, baby. On top for a reason. Laser.
Just as long as you're not a woman hater, that's all that matters.
Well, I'm not in public.
Absolutely massive thank you to the brother-in-law Laken. Took charge, got some levels and slopes and a plan organised. He is a roofer, but managed to get it sorted for us. A huge section of the driveway was redug out so we could get some proper road base in there and create the slope away from the house. Unfortunately then, the contractor did run into the power lines, ripping out our NBN line and damaging the mains.
And we've got our mark sort of over here, but if we're a bit uneven, so if we can scrape this back, yeah, and then move it that way, exactly, where that hole is.
What is that line for?
That's the internet.
Oh, the main thing you need.
Well, the power's probably more important.
Has it snapped or has it come down?
No, it's snapped.
Nah, snap, one of them snapped.
Look, it's pulled the mounting out of the fucking wall up there.
Just get it off the
I'm
machine,
going to.
and then probably get that disconnected completely and get it out of the way. You want to split your mains off for a sec?
Honestly, I'm not even going to share much more footage of what's going on. I did have heaps, but I'm just going to skim through it all. The inlet line was ripped out, but no point stopping now. Lakin was able to direct the job step by step on what needed to be done. A few more soft sections had to be re-dug out and fixed up, and then we eventually got a decent slope and smooth surface to work with.
We're really starting to get there now, so we got nice fall going that way, all along it. This nice road base the whole way along. We've filled in a couple of soft hole spots, dug them out and put a heap of blue metal in them. Just doing a couple of final drags to get it all level, but yeah, it's basically all falling out across there now, all the way out across there. A little bit of fall here, we're going to build that up so it sort of runs, and then any water will sort of just head that way. It'll sit like pretty much out there and out over there. We're going to have the low spots, and we're going to obviously clear all that out, so if it does start to build up at all there, it'll just start overflowing into the yard. But what we're going to do now is we're going to get the 80 and just drive back and forth a bit, just see how it all looks before we start topping and make sure it all looks all good in the car.
So we're going to start bringing the blue metal over now, start scraping across, topping it and doing a final level.
Yeah, here you go, mate. You asked. There's a little bit of squishiness through there.
Yeah, it's super spongy. Obviously, we're not civil workers or earth movers. But what we're going to do is we're going to put the blue metal on top. We're going to run the excavator back and forth because it's 5 ton, and hopefully that compresses it down, and maybe like there's moisture in there. The moisture should subside and dry over time. And then if that doesn't work, we'll put a roller over it. And then if that doesn't work, just petrol and a lot of, I don't know, anything from there.
I'm not avoiding you, I'm waiting. I'm not so good at confrontation. I'm not afraid to say I'm shaking. Wish I could start a conversation. Oh yeah.
Why don't you come like that far up? Up more? More? Just come forward. Up. Yeah. Up forward. Up more. Just come up more. Up. Just go over from that ball, bring it back. Okay. No, just lift the blade up.
Bring your blade up and just come forwards and slowly go slow.
You get close to the back.
I know I've done some silly things, I've made a few mistakes on the way.
Look at that, guys. What do we reckon? We finally got ourselves a driveway there, thanks to Lakin. Lakin saved us. He became foreman for the day and got it sorted.
It's all sloped away nicely now, but it's sort of a bit wholly uneven. What do you reckon? We need to get a couple of trucks dumped here and then just do a final spread.
Yeah, like there's not enough blue metal, so like obviously you can see it's all mixed with dirt. We maybe go over it with a roller.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Sink it down, compact it, because it's a bit loose, like it's going to move around as you drive over it.
Well, maybe we roll it and then we do a final topping.
Yeah, for sure.
Wow. Man, wow. What a insane, stressful, painful weekend that was. I was just like shaking my head about that whole event, and like of everything going on with all the flooding and just shit we're trying to deal with at the moment, like that was the last thing that I needed for my mental health. But anyways, like got to Sunday afternoon, we obviously weren't happy with the job, but you know, it is what it is at that point. Thank him for his time, you know, thanks for coming, just move on. Thinking it was over. So Monday morning, he came over to pick up the excavator. He came over to us and asked, you know, are we all good? Are we happy with the job that was completed? I said, look, we're not happy. I'm gonna have to get someone else in to fix and finish off the job, but it is what it is. Like, just shake hands, leave it there. And in my head, I'm thinking like, I'm not comfortable with him based on what I had seen from the weekend, like the skills that he had provided. I didn't feel like he was able to do any more good on that job. By this point, I could see he was starting to get a bit agitated. Things were getting a little bit hostile. And then he started saying he did not want me to post any of the footage from the weekend. I explained to him I can't do that, that's part of my business, and that was part of the original agreement. He then started telling me that I now have to pay him for his time, which I also explained that was not part of the agreement either. He just continued to argue, continued coming at us, and I had to ask him to leave the property at that point. So from that point, a few hours after he left, I sent him an email pretty much clarifying I do not want him, anyone associated with him at the property. I'll put these emails up on the screen because they started coming through from that point.
I'm not avoiding you, I'm waiting. I'm not so good at confrontation. I'm not afraid to say I'm shaking. Wish I could start a conversation, oh yeah. You don't know how lucky